Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you want to know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.
Hello, happy Thursday for Miami Dolphin fans out there. The NFL week is officially upon us. As there's football tonight as a division rival, the Jets go at it in Cleveland. So that means we're that much closer to our Miami Dolphins lacing it up this Sunday in the tough confines. They're not going to be the friendly confines. It's going to be the tough confines up there in Ravenland, and it's going to be buzzing. Good morning, Michael K. Good morning to you. And thank you guys for joining. Nail those big old thumbs up when you get the chance. So our Dolphins, people are saying we're not getting the respect. To me, it doesn't matter. Respect is earned. Go out there and win, and people will respect us. And that's what we have in our control over the next 2 weeks. That will quiet the narrative. So I don't even care about all the talking head guys. Let's just enjoy our Dolphins. Let's go win, and the rest will take care of itself. It's a tough game, no doubt about it. Ravens are the number one seed and number one record in the NFL for a reason, because they are a very solid team on all phases of the game. They got defense, special teams, and offense. They're getting it done. So the Dolphins just need to also go out there and match that intensity that they're going to come with. We come with it, and we should be okay. It should be a good game. It should be a competitive game throughout, and I'm looking forward to it. Big game in our history here. Just not history, but big game for our season tonight. And we got to go. This week against the Ravens, Sunday, we got to go out there and get it done. Michael K., I hope not, Michael K. I hope not. I know that's what you want, but I hope not. End of the day, it's all going to be settled on the field. As far as injuries, guys, I don't know if you've heard, Jalen Waddle did not practice, but the coach seems to think he didn't rule him out, saying that he's a tough guy, that he might be able to play. So there's that. Tyreek Hill also did not practice yesterday. There's several players that did not practice yesterday on the front. So hopefully some of that changes. These are the players that missed practice all the way, not just limited, but missed practice. Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, ankle, veterans rest. Devon Achane, toe. Left tackle, Teron Armstead, ankle, knee, back. Robert Hunt, hamstring. Receiver, Robbie Chosen, concussion. And Moser, knee, ankle. Moser and Armstead are almost always on that list. Tyreek Hill's been on it a lot too, and his has been listed as ankle/veterans rest. Waddle's reason is listed as ankle. So those people sat out totally from the practice. Deshaun Elliott was limited because he felt some pain in his shoulder after making that tackle on the 1 yard line. He played the rest of the game, but he said he felt pain, so he was limited. So we do got some injury concerns hitting into Baltimore. No excuses, I know, because everyone's banged up, but they are some concerns hitting forward. And Tua was listed on the injury report, but he participated. He spoke in his press conference. He sounded like a person that's going to play the game, but he had a little injury as well with his quad and left thumb and quad injuries. But it would be he was limited with left thumb and quad injury, but it'd be very surprising, according to Barry Jackson, if he doesn't play this week. So we do have that. So those are some injuries we gotta look. Oh, back it up. Back it up, Ben's podcast guy. Check out his videos, short, hard-hitting stuff, fun stuff to watch. Talks about all kinds of topics. Good morning, Hooked Up Joe. Thank you for stopping by this morning. So the injury front, yes, there are some concerns. Miami just has to regroup, though. Get ready. Go up there and play. They're going to be going into a buzzsaw of the Ravens. The Ravens can lock up the number one seed with a victory against Miami. So they got a lot to play for as well. We can get a hold of the number one seed, but can't quite lock it up with just the victory over the Ravens. We will still need to follow it up the next week. But as far as the AFC East title, we can lock that up with a victory this week, which is a beautiful thing. So both teams, 1 and 2 seeds in the AFC, 1 p.m. big match when you got the 2 top seeds in the conference playing each other. This would be very interesting. Morning, Mike, in the Back It Up Bins podcast from Hooked Up Joe. So going up there, guys, it's good. It's been a long time since the Dolphins had a chance and talk about maybe possibly winning the AFC East. New England owned the division forever. Then Buffalo's had its run. So hopefully Miami can get in there and get that AFC East title. Could very well be. So let's just go out there and get those dubs coming. Hey, Steve Malloy in the house. And yes, boom, 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 boom. Those like buttons for me, please. And Mr. Frederick Dunlap, always good to see you in here. Tua, like I say, he's going to play. Dylan with the thumb, the quad, he's going to play. Some of the other ones, Hunt might be getting a little bit closer. If you listen to Mike McDaniel yesterday, he says he's close to day, but he's not quite ready to be day. So maybe they're saving him for the final game of the season or the playoffs. I don't know on the Hunt front. Ron Armstead, like I said, he almost sits out every Wednesday practice. It's like par for the course. Tyreek Hill also sat out. So those are the big names that sat out, and Jalen Waddle. But like I said, there's even hope that Waddle plays, which would be amazing if Waddle plays, actually. It would be hurrying. That'd be excellent. Hey, Outback, big thumbs up to you as well. And guys, little quick plug tonight, 7 p.m. I won't be on the show, but Courtney of Dolphins Diaries, she will be on the show, and she's going to have Nick Needham's mom on her show tonight. So that's going to be a good thing. 7 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you come say hi to the ladies talking football, and it's going to be about all kinds of good stuff. So just a quick shameless plug. And Steve and I, speaking of Steve, we will have our 10 a.m. pregame show on Sunday. Steve gives a big good morning to all of you guys out there. All these playoff predictors are fun, but all Miami has to do is go out there and control their own destiny. It was fun going over the playoff predictor on the Miss Finn shows today, guys. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It is fun. I was going to do something similar like that coming in the future too, but I wanted one more little victory under her. I want to wrap up that AFC East so I can do it from a confidence standpoint and then do it for the number one seed. Simple put, though, go take care of business, Dolphins. You gave us a happy Merry Christmas for all those that celebrate, and just a happy Christmas Sunday, whatever you want to say, Victory Monday, since Christmas, for fans that don't celebrate Christmas. But let's just hope they give us a happy New Year this coming week. It would be great to have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year back-to-back weeks from our Miami Dolphins. It's awesome to see. On a side note, I don't know if you guys saw, that was the most watched game on Fox since the 1990s for non-Thanksgiving games, and not counting Super Bowls, playoffs, regular season action, most watched game since the 90s. Maybe it was a lot of Cowboy fans watching. Who cares? We ruined a lot of their Christmas cheer. So the Dolphins did to them. So that's a good line that my wife showed me someone said out there on Twitter land. So it's awesome. I love it. Hey, Shake Money in the house, guys. Check him out on the Fins Tailgate. Always bringing his good stuff. Let's see. Good morning, Flavor J. Good morning, Jason Stravos, Ray Finko. Yes, I hope we're ready to shock the world Sunday. I really do. Really, really, really hope we. I know because no one really thinks we're going to go up there. No one thought. A lot of people didn't think we were going to beat Dallas. We beat Dallas, and then lo and behold, um, then they changed the goalpost to like, well, now, wow, they beat Dallas. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. But yet during the week they predicted Dallas just stomp us. Then we beat them, and it was like, oh, they're all happy about beating Dallas on the last second field goal at home. So hey, doesn't matter. All that matters is that the Miami Dolphins continue to win, and that's what I'm hoping for. I'm looking up your Cal Hamilton. I looked up the Dolphins. I did not look up the injuries. There's sir. I'll go look. Um, he's fairly well. The coach says he's fairly. Harbaugh says he's fairly optimistic on Hamilton. That's all I see. I don't have any other updates. I will check later. Didn't even think of looking at the Ravens stuff. We normally look more into the on our pregame on Sundays, and on Fridays we do a little more digging into the other teams. But yeah, Hamilton did get injured in the last game late in the game, but his status seems to be he's optimistic. Whether that means optimistic for the season coming back or this week coming back, I don't know. We would have to look into that. But good point. We will look into that more for our pregame show for sure. Did you say Dolphins diarrhea tonight? Hey, diarrhea. Did I? Diaries. Sorry. Dolphins diaries. Let's see. By far our biggest task. Oh, no, this for sure. Newfoundland. Big fins up to you guys all. Another thank you on the name I just want to say banana, but I know it's banana, whatever. You can read it better than I can say it. Big fins up to you coming in the room. Let's see. Every game, a playoff game until they host that Lombardi. Yes, Newfoundland. I agree. Every game is critical from here on out. Every game should be played like a playoff game because it basically is. Because if you want the AFC East, you got to win this week. If you want the number one seed, you got to win this week and next week. So, yes, treat every single game like it's a playoff game. And if the players can play, I think they're going to play because they know what's at stake. Now, they're not going to risk someone's future over them playing. But if it's just like one of those that maybe it was earlier in the season, they had give them a game off. But over these next two, I think those decisions, if the trainer signs off on them, of course, that's all that really matters. The trainer has to sign off because the player is always going to want to play. The coaches is going to want their guys out there. But if the trainers and the doctors sign off on the guy playing, he's going to be out there. Steve Fetch says, do we have warm weather guys on the team or do we have a mix, meaning back to college? Good question, Frederick. Good question. And the good thing is, I don't think the last I checked, I haven't checked this morning, but the weather wasn't going to be that awful up there this week. So let's see what the weather forecast is, guys. Bear with me for Baltimore weather forecast. But unless one of you guys know, but I don't think it's going to be that bad, actually. Baltimore weather. Sunday. See, it's going to be around 1 p.m. It's going to be in the 50s with the low of the 30s. So, yes, but around 1, they're showing like around the 50s. So, that's not too bad. It's not going to be freezing to that point. Yes, there you go. Thank you. Back it up, Ben. 47.35. My quick look at Google said 50.35, so more or less the same neighborhood. So that 35 now, but at 1 o'clock, hopefully that's the warmest part of the day, maybe. So maybe it'd be closer to the higher 40s. So that's fine. Stop freezing. When you start getting into those 30s, yes, that really starts getting tough. But it won't be as bad as some of the weather. Hopefully there's no snow flurries and all of that kind of stuff we gotta worry about. Let's see. Good morning, Fins up to you too, Adam. Good morning to you too. Joseph Allen struggling against the Chargers. You can't make this stuff up. Hey, I wish they would have lost that game, though, Shake. I wish they would have lost it. But we got it in our control. Even if it has to come down to the final week of the season, I feel confident. We just have to keep on controlling our own stuff. And we got this. We really do. Or it's just another year of being disappointed. But I think we got it, guys. I really do. But the injuries, yeah, they concern me on the fact I'm hoping Waddle can go, but I'd be almost surprised if he goes. But with the way McDaniel wouldn't rule him out, gives me a little optimism on that front as far as Waddle maybe getting out there. But both, I mean, the Ravens come in with a. We're going to go over there and look at their standings. Actually, Dolphins, of course, are number one in our division at 11-4. But in the AFC North, where the Ravens are on top of the division, they are 12-3. So they are kicking butt all the way. And the difference in net points, the Dolphins have points for 463. The Ravens have 417. They've given up quite a fewer points than us. They've given up 244. We've given up 314. So, but both teams are getting it done. They both come in the top rankings on both offense and defense. And that's why both of these teams are at this point in the season, this late in the season, are your top two teams because they've been playing well, talent on both sides of the ball, both units doing well, including special teams. Not saying Sanders is as good as Tucker, but he's been kicking really well like Tucker the past few weeks. So it's going to be a good matchup. Miami went up there last year, looked like they were getting beat down, had the big comeback from behind victory, and lo and behold, they kind of knocked that, not being able to play well up in Baltimore where we had previous issues. And so at least we can show we can play two completely different teams, of course. It's not only from year to year, it's week to week in the NFL. Things change with injuries and players missing games or having bad games or being out coached one week and out coaching the team the other week. It happens all the time. So I'm not comparing last year's to this year, but at least it shows as a squad with this coaching staff, you can game plan to go win a game on the road. And that's the most important thing. And we know they have that opportunity to get it done. Yeah, contain Lamar, make him pass. Yes, contain Lamar, make him pass, and we can. Yes, that's easier said than done, though. Newfoundland containing Lamar is very, very tough. I don't know what they can do. Hopefully, they'll come up with something and do not let him, because historically, Dolphins don't fare well against running quarterbacks for the most part. And I think his career long was that run against the Dolphins last year. I don't know if he since topped it or anything, but that was like his career long. He had that touchdown run, even though we won the game. So you can't let him get those huge plays like that out there in space, because he's one of those guys that just gets frustrating. You think you have him sacked, and the next thing you know, he breaks off a 20-yard play. Waddle, not waffle. I haven't eaten breakfast yet. It's all good, man. Let's see. I didn't even see it yet. I didn't. I didn't even see you sneak into the room, Scotty. Reading between my guess is Waddle will not play. He is using the same statements as Hunt. Are pretty spot on when it comes. Yeah, I agree. I agree on that fact. On Hunt, you've been spot on all along, thinking that he's going to keep on holding him out. Waddle, he did say he wouldn't rule him out yet, which is a little above what he's been saying about Hunt. So it's like one step closer to, you know, maybe able to play. But yeah, he may just be playing the coach's thing, make the Ravens coaching staff prepare both for Waddle and no Waddle. So we will see on that end. Need to be a good job. Yes, definitely. Got to tackle. Got to bring, if you get, especially Lamar, if you get Lamar, tackle him. Don't let him break out of a tackle, because what was going to be maybe a 4-yard loss or maybe a 2-yard gain turns into a 30-yard gain because the man can run. Wrap him up. Don't go for the big kick. Just wrap him up, bring him down to the floor, and that's what they're going to have to do. And hopefully they can. I know we all like to say spy upon him. I don't know if they will have a spy on him or not. That's going to be all up. Like, we would all love for Ramsey to cover their number one receiver. I just don't think it's going to happen. They did it in the Jets game, but maybe that was just a special thing because Xavier Howard was out, and Fangio decided to, cover Wilson with Ramsey throughout the game for the most part. Like almost 80% of the plays Wilson went out, he was covered by Ramsey. But then it was right back to this last week. They didn't shadow Lamb with anyone. And Lamb lined up in the slot a lot. There's nothing I can do to avoid that. I know yesterday I said it and it rhymed and I didn't mean it, but he lined up in the slot often. So maybe you just don't want certain corners out there on the boundary by themselves. So that's why maybe they didn't move him when he went into the slot position. Who knows? Yes, I said what? Yes, don't try to strip the ball unless attacked. Yes, that's another thing, because sometimes guys get caught up in one and it cause a fumble and they forget the simple prospect of trying to bring the guy down to the field. Scotty, Duke Riley going to call the defense and shut down Lamar. I hope you're right, Scotty. I love your optimism on that front. This game got me a little bit worried, I have to admit. It's a very good team we're going up there against. I was very confident we were going to beat Dallas, and it still came down to we needed a last-second field goal. So that's why this game got me a little more worried. I was like all week calling Dolphins to beat Cowboys, just feeling it. And now this week, I'm a little less optimistic. I hope Scotty's optimism proves right, because to me, this is just a very tough ask. But if you're going to be a playoff winning team, you got to beat teams like this on the road. So I'm with Scotty. There's no excuses. You got to go up there, got to play that kind of ball, got to play playoff atmosphere football, and then we will have it for sure. Hey, Ray Finkel, I don't know if I gave you any love this morning, but thank you for coming in. Chubbs and Van Ginkel will probably make Lamar a sandwich. I hope so. I hope so. And you're right, Lamar. They're right, Lamar. You're right, Shake. Lamar did have over 100 yards. A bulk of it came on that one huge run he had, and the Dolphins still came out on top. But as long as you can limit him, because then the number one rushing team, but if it wasn't for Lamar, who knows if they'd be the number one rushing team, because he adds so many rushing yards to those totals that he's like that extra running back almost with those yards that he gets on the ground every year. It's crazy that he puts up the numbers he puts up. Makes him a special, unique talent that's hard to defend. And it's basically like Tyreek Hill with a football. And, as a quarterback, the guy can do it all, man. He can run really fast. Got to contain him and stop him. I liked it when they were talking about Parsons on Hard Knocks, saying, "Oh, Parsons can do this. Parsons can do that. He's one." And then Tyreek Hill's so he's basically me if I played that position. So I thought that was a little fun. He just said it kidding, but it was cool. I like that when he said that. I think we need a little bit of zero blitz Lamar. He tells Steve, "Hey, it'll be interesting, but he may go into it some. It's not going to be the bulk of the defensive scheme. but he may show it at times since it did work a little bit against him in the past. But it'd be interesting for sure to see how they game plan for him on defense because he's a unique guy, man. He's not your typical quarterback in the NFL by any standards. He's just a whole unique athlete that happens to play quarterback at a really good level. Right now, he's the flavor of the moment in the NFL for MVP. But that's like I said, that seems to change every over the past few weeks. I think I can name every single guy. It was Jalen Hurts MVP locked up. Then it was Dak Prescott. Then it's Brock Purdy. Now it's Lamar Jackson, and I'm probably forgetting other people that had it locked up in people's minds and stuff. Tua was even mentioned there a few times, maybe not as a lock, of course, but he was up there, and Tyreek Hill and CMC. So almost all Christian McCaffrey, all these guys have been up there mentioned as possibles. And then something happens and they don't perform well for a couple of weeks, and then they're off the radar again. So it's funny. Scotty says, I don't think we need to zero blitz to get Lamar. I think we will blitz more, but I don't expect zero coverage on it. Just my opinion. You're probably right, Scotty, because it's not really a staple of a Fangio defense to do that. Now, will he do it? Yes, but it's not a staple of his defense. So he may show looks and then drop into something else, to try to feed it. But I do think they will blitz a little more. You can't just let Lamar sit back there. Hey, they had great pressure, though. They kept Dak Prescott basically pressured the whole game. So if they can, I know the Ravens line might be a little better than what the Dallas's line was. So, but if we can somehow get pressure from the guys that have been getting pressure organically and then add a extra blitzer, like Duke Riley had that one blitz right up where Dak just had to basically get rid of it because Duke Riley was a free guy coming up on the blitz. That was a beautiful play. Scotty pointed out yesterday, you still got Brandon Jones out there that that's his forte. Is he really does well. It's the blitzing aspect of his game. He times those things beautifully. So we got a couple guys out there. Oh, guys, I didn't mention Javon Holland. He still seems in doubt, but maybe he will play. He sounded a little more optimistic when they asked him this week on the radio show. I listened to him, but he still didn't say for sure he was going to play or not. He says that the knees are feeling better. He's never dealt like anything like this in his football career. So it's just weird. But he says he's getting closer, but he didn't say he's going to play or not. Hey, Finn's Take, guys, check his channel out. Finn's Take with CB83, always bringing his A game out there. Good stuff. I can see Brandon Jones having an impact this game, especially if Holland is out. Stack the box with Jones. Yes, that's what I was saying. That's his forte. That's his best. So maybe use your players to what they do best. And Brandon Jones is definitely good at getting to the quarterback. I know that's not a big part of Fangio's defense per se, and that's why they haven't done it as much since he's been here. But under the Flores, Boyer schemes, Jones was really good at getting to the quarterback. So I like that. Let's see. And I love how Dallas lost because their left tackle out. No mention we had 4 O-line starters out, and Armstead is dealing with 3 injuries. I know. That's funny, the narratives on that. That's why I say, Scotty, that's why you come here and say you don't hear the silly narrative of the talking heads of the national media. Not one mentioned during the game, the 4 starters out for the Dolphins. Yep. That's just how it goes. But we come to expect that, and it's fine because at the end of the day, all our Dolphins have to do go out and win, and then that will finally quiet the narratives that we don't like. And they can't move the goalpost forever if you keep on winning. So let's just keep on winning. And some of them, I would say, they can't change the goalpost. Some of them will, of course, just because that's how they flow. That's how they get their clicks and how they make their money. But most people will come around if Miami just keeps on winning, because then you erase their narratives of trying to come up with a narrative of the Dolphins. So that's the best way to do it. And I'm going to maybe drop a link if any of you guys want to join today. This D is much better. Oh, I knew Newfoundland had said something. This D is much better than him in the KC game. I think the front keeps him in check. He's going to make a play or two, but I think this D can keep him contained. I think you're definitely right. We're definitely not the same defense we were earlier in the season. We've improved each week. We've done well. We've gone from way bottom ranked defense to a top five-ish defense right up there. So it's been a marked improvement each and every week. This, though, is a very, very, very big test this week. This would be a really barometer of where we stand in contention in the AFC. This is a big boy, put your big boy pants on because this game's a big boy game. This is, will definitely decide the number one seed if Baltimore wins, could decide the number one seed no matter who wins. Miami would have a little more work to do, but it would determine that we're the AFC East winners for this year. So there's a lot at stake in this game against the number one and number two seeds. So I want to see Elliott. I want to see Elliott go back to his more aggressive self. He's dealing with a little injury himself, but he seems confident he's going to play. Elliott, he said he hurt himself on that play that he made the tackle at the 1 yard line. If Holland's out, I want to see Elliott get back to be more aggressive self against Dallas. He was tentative. I know he had that goal stop, but he was actually, because he didn't want to hit hard. He actually said, though, he hurt his shoulder on that play. So that was weird. So, hey, good morning, G-Man in the house. Thank you for stopping by, G-Man. You would think Michael K would be happy we beat the Cowboys since they beat them 2 of their 4 consecutive Super Bowl losses. Well, Michael K, he's not going to think that way. He just wants the Dolphins to lose all the time. So just like we kind of want Buffalo to lose all the time, if I'm being honest. So I understand, but yeah, Dallas did spank Buffalo bad in the Super Bowls. So really beat down of epic proportions, but hey, it is what it is. Yep, G-Man in the house. So the Dolphins, though, guys, the good thing is, all I can keep on repeating, we are in control of our destination for our own accord this year. We don't have to worry about, if Buffalo wins or loses, or the Jets wins or lose, or the Patriots, or to back in, we need Cincinnati or the Cleveland to lose back into the playoff. No, we have it already, a playoff spot in our hand, but now it's time to earn a home playoff game, and that's by winning the division. So come on, Dolphins, you can do it. The Dolphins, I just got all right. The Dolphins, oh, whatever, Michael K, whatever. Yeah, it's not, doesn't matter. Scoreboard matters. So it doesn't matter. So if I say you barely beat the Giants when we smashed the Giants, what's your take on that? So come on. Ingram made a very nice impact for him coming in off the street. It's obvious he's a better fit than JPP after a little. Yeah, no, he definitely is. I guess JPP, I don't know if he's probably, he's older now. He was just probably no longer, he's probably lost a step or whatever. Didn't have the attitude they wanted. Who knows? I don't know. But Ingram, they brought him in and activated him to the active roster from the practice squad this past week. So it was fun to see that. And yeah, I guess he's just a better fit for the scheme, better for what we do. And Van Ginkel, what more can you say? Van Ginkel is the man. He is earning money, whether it's with us or another team. He is going to get paid this offseason, and he's earned it. He's earned that right. He's done everything you could ask for him. Every time the man's given an opportunity, he steps up and he makes plays. So I'm loving it. Let's see. Yes, he is, man. He is awesome. He's just wonderful to watch. I think you are Aqua Vision. Mike K, you're overlooking New England. Well, I don't know. If New England beats Buffalo twice in a year, I would love it if Bill Belichick can keep his dominance over the Bills. It would be one more magical thing to get. It would be wonderful, but I don't see it happening. Miami just needs to take care of their own business, and that's all that matters. But yes, that would be beautiful, Aqua Vision, if that could happen. I know that's very interesting, Scotty. It's going to be fun off-season banter, and it'd be telling on if you can only keep one. They may look at the draft and see which they think they can plug and play easier, but there's things on both of those guys that you can't measure on the field. They're both great teammates. They're both leaders. And so there's things, I mean, both of them. That's why you can't say, oh, Wilkins is such a great guy without mentioning Van Ginkel is one of those guys too. They love him on the team too. And he may not be as outgoing as Kristen Wilkins, but he's still a guy that they respect. Guys love those journeys of coming basically from a tiny little college that no one wanted, make it finally get to Wisconsin, then get drafted, and now he's playing at this level in the NFL. It's one of those, all the people like those guys, man, because they just don't give up. So that'd be an interesting. I can't wait for after the long postseason run of the Miami Dolphins that we can start talking some off-season football for the Dolphins. But that's going to be an interesting one. What do they think they can fill in easier? So that should be said. That's going to be interesting. As soon as JA wins that Super Bowl, fans will give credit. Better focus on Patriots first. Yes. I'd say something about Raiders. And we need to get home field. We need home field fans a week off the hill. Yes, G man. I do believe. Hey, new attitude. Big fins up to you as well. Yes, G man. We definitely need to. Home field will be a big boost for sure. But that basically means winning the next 2 weeks. So you got to go out there, take the bull by the horns, and go win those next 2 weeks. It's going to be, I mean, these next 2 weeks, it's going to be stressful. I mean, as a fan, I'm happy the players, they don't probably feel the stress like us fans do, because all we can do is wait and anticipate. They're actually out there working on the game plan as we speak. And it's a rainy morning here, so they're probably practice. Oh, they should get out there and practice, because it's very rainy here in South Florida today. So, they don't know what the weather's going to hold. Maybe they should go out there and practice some in the rain today. It's not lightning, and it's just rain this morning here. It's supposed to get cool by South Florida standards over the next couple of days. So it'd be interesting to see a cold front coming in. So all this rain is here this morning. So the Dolphins are probably practicing indoors, but maybe they should get out there a little bit and get some inclement weather practice. It almost works out perfect. Don't feed the buffalo through. Greer extend any more players before the end of the. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, I would say not. They seem just to be the business of winning football games. But if someone can get it, who knows? I know it's not going to be Wilkins. Wilkins said himself that's what he was told his agent and all that. Just put it on the back burner. He just wants to concentrate on playing football. But I'm sure if you got an offer, you couldn't refuse, as they say in the mafia movies. Then maybe that would change. But it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be very interesting to see. Because I thought they would give him money this year if they were going to give him money, because they could have freed up money this year on his 5th-year option and pushed it down the road. But maybe they just figured they'd eat that money this year and then sign him to a contract that pushes money down the road later. And because I know they can get rid of Ogbah and some other guys' salaries and what have you, like Crossen and stuff like that. It's going to be interesting. But right now, let's just focus on those games. But it's going to be interesting. And I actually looked up your center that you always talk about, Scotty, only to find out he was injured in the last regular season game because I was going to watch the Mayo Bowl a little bit yesterday. So I said, "Oh, let me read," and then I read Frazier wasn't even going to be playing. He's getting ready for his NFL career. They say he's probably the second best center coming out this year, and he's like a day 2 pick. So maybe the Dolphins can nab him with the second round pick because we don't have a third round pick, and he's probably not going to be there after that. So they're going to have to nab him with that second round pick. Baker, like Sanders. I know, but Sanders, man, maybe they can rework Sanders' contract because I think he's earned his right now to be here. But Baker, like, yes, those are the names I was reading too. And let's see, David. Yeah, definitely White's going to be gone. Now, can he re-sign the kid and bring him back? But yeah, that contract, because this year they basically got him on a bargain bin price. But then next year the money kicks in. So yes, they're probably, but they wrote it where they can get away. Baker, yeah, it's almost a formality at this point. It seems. I know it's tough because the man's injured and he's done a lot for our football team and kind of stinks. But yes, that's probably going to happen. And Ogball, as you mentioned. But the good thing is, it was such a bummer no one played. And my message for, yeah. Hey, it was still, hey, he's still going to be a good center, though, dude. That guy is going to be good from what I read of him quickly. Allen is mad. Casual fan comments are funny. I don't know. I missed who said what about him being mad. You guys all have some good kind of stuff. Mad because I'm fighting for their playoff like we used to be. Yes, don't feed them. Guys, as long as you keep it nice to each other, that's all that matters. That's my rule, like Miss Finn, and so far you guys are okay. All the players definitely feel the stress and pressure here. They know what the city is going through with the team. Yes, Scotty, this is 100% because McDaniels mentioned it many times that he knew the minute he got here in his first ever press conference, he mentioned the last time the Miami Dolphins won a playoff game. He said it's all anyone talked about during the meetings when they were interviewing him. They made it very evident they want to win a playoff game. So it's known, and it's been over. They got an owner, so there's no excuses. Ross may have screwed up a couple things over the years, but the man signs any single contract that they've ever asked him to sign. Reworks any contracts they ever had him asked him to rework. Gives them the best facility in football to work on their training facility. So there is nothing that this guy hasn't given this team that they need to win. So I think Ross' expectations this year are higher than ever. So there's definitely pressure on this team to win and win this year. And I'm not saying they only got a 1-year window. They don't. They're going to rework. They're going to be able to keep the guys they really need to keep. And they're going to be okay next year. But man, this is when you're at this point in the year and you got control of your own destiny. This is a year to handle it because you never know what next year behold. You don't know what's upon you next year. Like I say, I mean, in the week to week, you don't know. This year, you're in control of your own destiny. Go out and take control, keep control of it, and things will work out. Fan here. Casual fan here, fans up. All right, let's see. I went to trade down the second and grab 2/3, draft LT in first, second, and DJ. Hey, there you go, man. There you go. You're already looking ahead. Like I said, I haven't really looked much into the draft yet, guys, because we are finally talking about playoff football here, and not just like, oh, we're not in the hunt, we're not in the lurking, we're not in the barely in. We are in the playoffs, so it's a beautiful thing. We're already in. Now let's just go and wrap up a home game for our Miami Dolphins, so it can finally be a home playoff game at Hard Rock Stadium. Well, never been one at Hard Rock, quote unquote. There's been one at the facility, but not since it's been named Hard Rock. So let's go out there, bring a playoff game, and hopefully victory to Hard Rock Stadium. It would be a beautiful thing to behold. Yes, that's what we were saying. We heard that too. And guys, if you're in here and you're new to the channel and you like the show, tackle that subscribe button. But if you're a regular and you haven't hit that big thumbs up, as I like to call fins up button, please do so. It would be greatly appreciated. Michael K, get back to us when you win a Super Bowl. How about that? And yes, I was like 3 or before. I would take all your ammo away. I was like 3 and 4 years old the last time the Dolphins won the Super Bowl. But at least there are Super Bowl trophies in the Dolphins trophy case. So we do have that. So there you go. Yeah, I'm gonna try. Like I say, on that, just depends if they go. I'm gonna try to get them. I used to like it when I had my season tickets. I was just guaranteed them, but now it's tough because, like I said, all the things that happen, and now there's a waiting list for. I'm on the waiting list, but that doesn't get me tickets to the playoffs. But yes, I am going to try to get there for the playoffs. So let's just see. Oh yes, no, for sure. If I will find a way to get there. I just don't want to knock on wood yet because I want to wrap up that home playoff game. It's going to be epic. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun, and let's move forward. That's for sure. Yeah, let's see. My wild guess is Waddle, and he'll play limited snaps. Going to take a good defense showing with our beat up offense. I hope we run the ball well against them too. If anything is, will be. I think when we went over the defensive rankings yesterday, let me see again. Defensive rankings. Where were they? Because they defense wise, they're number 6 overall. Dolphins come in at number 4. Passing defense, they come in at 6. But it's their rushing defense. Let's see. Rushing defense, where do the Ravens fall? 12 in the rushing defense. So they're allowing about 103 yards a game rushing. The Ravens are 103.4. So they, maybe they're a little more vulnerable against the rush. So just keep up what they're doing. Even if they don't gain the big yards per play, kind of have that Jets mentality. They ran the ball, though they weren't averaging many yards per rush. Just keep on keeping it on, and things can eventually break out. I'm looking for like maybe an A-Chan to finally have a big run. Jeff Wilson, man, I have to give him kudos in the Cowboys game. He's hardly had his number called all year. In the most important drive of the Dolphins season up to date, there's going to be more important drives coming up, but the most important drive in the season up to date, Wilson got the bulk of the load, ran us to where he got us the first down that was able to milk out the clock, and it all depended on the kick, and it went through the uprights. That's the rest of the story. But Wilson, he manned up. He was excited. I wish Hard Knocks would have showed how excited he was. They kind of missed the boat on that. They should have showed Jeff Wilson emotion getting that first down. I thought that should have been on Hard Knocks a little better featured up, man, because he was excited. He was really happy. He knew how important that first down. He knew he had just basically clinched the game for the Miami Dolphins after Harley hearing his number called. It was a beautiful thing to see. I wish Hard Knocks would have touched on that a little bit more. So, let's see. When Hunt returns, I'm going to come over there. Let's see what he's. I didn't like how McDaniel's playing, being a warrior, just shooting up for the Dallas game. If it take your warrior strength just to shoot up, that's not a good sign. Yeah, I know. Hey, he needs to get out there. He sounded a little more optimistic, but he's Austin Jackson himself, but he said it's a tricky situation. So who knows, man? Once again, we are banged up. And it's just unfortunately saying that it's not popular sometimes, but it is what it is. We are injured. We got to go out there and play with what the hand we've been dealt. But I would love to see Austin Jackson out there, because then you can at least maybe have Lamb at left tackle if needed and all of that stuff. So much better. When AJ returns, he needs to deal with concern on rest on arms. Hey, more or less what I was just saying too, Scotty. I didn't even see your comment, so we were on the same page. Good morning, Canes Dolphins 89. Big fins up to you. Thank you for dropping in. Fins up, thumbs up. Thank you. When Hunt returns, I'm moving Jones over to left guard. Cotton, hands down, is weak in the league right now. That's true. I think it was Cotton. He came out with a nice block on that play when Tyreek Hill needed that first down. I think it was Cotton that pulled out there. I'm pretty sure, and made that critical block on their player, their number 2 guy in the jersey, number 2, and he pulled out there, got that block, and enabled Tyreek Hill to get that first down. So at least he did do a critical block at the time that was needed and timed it up perfect. So he didn't do it before like Hill caught the ball. There was no screen. It was all perfectly timed, and I loved it. So it was good. I like this confidence. Just as a G-man that I like, and I always like you, of course, G-man. But this is a positive G-man. I'm loving it. I know it can flip the narrative if it doesn't go well over the next couple of weeks, but I'll be in the same boat with you. That's what I love to see, G-man. Holland mentioned being ready for this week. Hopefully he is ready. I hope so, but he also didn't say for sure. He said he was optimistic, so we will see. I know he knows he has to have trainers sign off on him. Coaches sign off on him, but let's face it, it's basically trainers. If the trainers sign off on him, the coaches are probably gonna let him go out there and play because this is a very important game. And I agree with you. Scotty was thinking maybe that Holland doesn't play Joe. So it's going to be interesting as the week rolls out. The next McDaniel press conference will be tomorrow. We would get more updates then. That's when you always get the real updates because you can get other words coming out, this and that, but you kind of get it from the horse's mouth on the Friday. He's not going to tell you direct answers, but at least you know whether they're practicing, whether they're optimistic, and you kind of get a feel from how McDaniel speaks on what he thinks the status of a player really is if you listen to him. Let's see. Tua would dominate against every QB when rumored to get that is still playing. Tua would dominate against every. Hey, oh, by the way, Timothy Washington, big fins up for you. Thank you. Tua would dominate against every QB or rumored to get that is still playing. Hey, I hope that's right, man. We will see because I know some people wanted Lamar Jackson here in South Florida. Even at draft time, I know that would have been the time to get him when there was draft time a couple of years ago when he was on there with some of those quarterbacks. But yeah, not for the trade and all that and the money. No. Oh, Michael K. How cold is it there? No, it's not cold yet. It's just rainy this morning, but that's supposed to be bringing in a cold front. And in Baltimore, if you're talking about, it's going to be anywhere in the 30s to the 40s. But it's raining here in South Florida today. So, ended Sanders' career. How cold is it there? Let's see, I think I got all your guys. I forgot about his toe, Scotty. I was thinking about his knee. Oh, you're probably talking about Chan. Is what your guys are talking about since I see that degree. Okay, yeah, that's about what it is here. I guess you can call that cold. I'm in South Florida, so yeah, that is cold, but I should have known by your Canes Dolphins that you were probably somewhere in the area because like Michael K would probably think if we say cold in the 60s, it's all relative. To me, yes, cold in 60s is cold here in South Florida. So I got what you're saying now. Okay, I wasn't sure if you were talking about the game up there that we're getting ready to play, or like where I am in Pembroke Pines. So yes, it is cool here. I will say that. But we got people up north all over. It is 61 and raining officially, so we're basically in the same. I just looked it up. It will warm up to the 70s later today, but never get past the 80s and stuff. It would never get to the 80s. So that will be interesting for the rest of the day. So yeah, I guess that's cold for Pembroke Pines, 60 degrees. See, Newfoundland is 26 degrees where he is, and it's a beautiful day. I don't know if that's Fahrenheit or Celsius that Newfoundland uses because we use Fahrenheit here, Newfoundland. So I don't know. Let's see. If I don't have my AC on, it's cold. Yeah, I hear you. So that's funny. I know Miss Finn for saying it's cold. She goes, I can feel it cold out there. So okay, so it's -3. Yeah. Of course, birds with safe learnings are not saying 60 is cold. Yeah, I know, but hey, when you're in 80-degree weather almost all year round, yes, 60 degrees is cold. Which is good because it gives me an excuse to finally break out some dolphin hoodies or whatever I have because I don't get to wear them too often. And I love me some dolphin hoodies, and it never gets cold. That's why I don't buy too many. I already got two hanging in the closet, but every time I see a new one that Mike McDaniel's wearing, I'm like, oh my God, I need it. Then I remind myself, when am I ever going to wear it? Because, we barely get that kind of weather. I am originally from Dade County, now live in Broward County, born and raised in the Kendall area. And now I've lived in Pembroke Pines for 20 something years. Let's see, had to find the soccer. I need something to go with the sand dust. He lives in Martin County, guys. So Joe does. So he's used to that warm weather all the time as well. So yeah, this is tricky. Very rainy. I don't know if it's still raining up in your guys' area. It's been raining here in Pembroke Pines all morning. Not a hard downpour, just a constant drizzle, light rain. Now I haven't been out because I've been on here for going on an hour, but it was cool out there this morning, very drizzly and not such a beautiful South Florida morning. Cool Canes. I figured if Canes and Dolphins, I would figure can be fans anywhere, but normally your Hurricane fans are people from down in this neck of the woods somewhere. Like Dolphins people, some people like Dolphins, even if they're on the other side of the country, because Dan Marino happened to be the quarterback when they became a fan, or Don Shula was the coach, or whatever. They liked their jerseys, who knows? But normally, if the Hurricane fans, I find it's more of a local flavor, being a small private school that not a lot of people liked back in the days that the Kings were dominant. People hated it. So I figured you were probably from the area. Uh, Michael K, just ask yourself this: where do more people come to live when they have a chance and they don't have to work and they get to retire? They come to Florida, not New York, because they like our weather and all that stuff better. Let's just face it. No hoodies day here thing. Yeah, that's it, man. That's for sure. Uh, I'm be locating to Palm City soon. Okay, still Florida all the way. Hey, Miss Finns, guys. She needs no introduction, but just in case you live on another planet, she is the great Miss Finns. Check out her show every morning on this very YouTube channels called Miss Finns, though, and she has a big following over there. And she's helped my following immensely, and I appreciate it. Hey, B McD. I didn't even know upstate New York was a thing. Yeah, they kind of get them. No one really thinks when they say New York, everyone thinks the big city, but that's just how it goes when you got the biggest city in the world in your state, I guess, or one of the biggest cities. Don't go pulling I'm sure there's probably some bigger cities someone's going to tell me, but one of the biggest cities. I will clarify my statement. Someone's going to tell me London or something's bigger, or Shanghai or something. Let's see. Yeah, stay warm, Miss Finns, because I know to you this is frigid weather that you're dealing with today here in South Florida. So stay warm. Anyway, guys, it's that time. It's the time to wrap up the show. Another fun show. If you haven't done so already, pop those thumbs up, but we really know they mean fins up. But to you, Michael K, you can say thumbs up because I know you won't hit them if I say fins up. We will see. Well, Western New York, Upper State New York, whatever, Michael K. You get his point. It's not New York, New York. Dolphin Long John. Yeah, basically for us, it's great. Hey, Moya, man, some of you guys sneak into the house and I don't even see it. Big fins up to you, Moya. Thank you for dropping by. Better late than never. So that's awesome. But hey, guys, I'll be on tomorrow. Tonight's the special episode. They're going to have at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Nick Needham's mom's going to be on the show with Courtney, who brings her name's Doll. And on here, that's what she calls her show, or Doll Fins. So it's a cool show. Check her show out tonight. See, we'll have Nick Needham's mom. They would talk about the life of being an NFL mom and all things football, life in general. So he's going to tell the story and all of that stuff of her journey and Nick Needham's journey to the NFL. It's going to be cool stuff to check out. You guys rock. If you like it, check her show out tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, on this very here Bat channel, folks. We will be on the Dolphin Thirsty channel tonight. The two ladies talking football. You will not see this beautiful mug later today. So fins up to all of you. I'll be here tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. and Sunday morning, 10 a.m. It's going to be fun talking Dolphins. Everyone's welcome. And those that live in Western New York, it is what it is. We all like football. Only one of us happens to like the Buffalo Gills. There, I thought, or Barfalo. What Pam? If Pam was here, she would say Barfalo. So I'm allowed to say it. But anyway, you guys rock. The Dolphins rock, and let's just keep that positive mojo going. Put that Tennessee game way out of our memory. Go take business this week, and things will be back to normal in Dolphin land.
Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you want to know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won, for all things